Hello and welcome to The Inspired Agent. I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about the housing market. 2001 was crazy, we know that. Multiple offers on every home, very quick turnaround. Skyrocketing prices, we saw 24% increase, and it was estimated that we would have 10 to 12. This year we estimated 10 to 12 again. But crossing fingers, it will be just that, not the skyrocketing prices we saw last year. I often sit and pretend and hope and close my eyes and shut my ears and hope that it's leveling out a bit. But when I open my eyes, when I go see homes, it isn't. That's the reality. We are in this market right now, this crazy higher market because of the demand. I wanted to talk a little bit about, of course, the stats from December to January. December, there was 4,100 homes sold. 3,100 were single family, which is crazy. Our multifamily, it's not that they wouldn't sell, it's that there's none available hardly. And there are more and more builders building single family on smaller lots. This is on the MLS only. Builders don't necessarily put theirs on the MLS, so the new construction multifamilies wouldn't be on here, so it's a little bit a skewed statistic, but these are the ones that are listed on the MLS. Once in a while builders do put them on there, it just depends. The average days on market was only 10, and then the median price per square foot, and this is all of Utah, but mostly Salt Lake and Utah County and Davis County, since those are more highly populated. 217 per square foot. A median house, this is crazy, because I just remember 2 years ago this being like 350, is 529. That has moved up a little bit into January. The median price per square foot has moved up to 223. Sadly, in January, only 2,700 homes were sold in all of Utah, and 2,000 of those were single family. I just looked at the market, all of Utah, on the Wasatch MLS. There is a Park City MLS that gets more listings, and maybe there's other MLSs on other counties, but the main one in Salt Lake or Utah that has every county and every city, there's 1,888 homes listed there, whereas most of the Marches I've seen, there are about 4,000. So that part of that could be because builders are rarely putting their listings on the MLS, but part of that is just we have a low inventory, and we have such demand that they go off quick. A few steps I tell my buyers when they were looking. One of them is not to have narrow vision, to look at everything, use a funnel, put everything in it, all the houses, and then a process of elimination so that you can see everything and know what's out there, and use the process of elimination instead of choosing one, not getting it, choosing another, not getting it, and having that be a frustration. So just don't fall in love completely until you go under contract. That's my advice. Also, listen to your realtor. If you don't have a good realtor, one that gets you in the homes quickly, one that gives you good advice, get a new realtor. There's a million out here. But before you do that, make sure you're listening to them, because a lot of times my clients, sometimes they think the market is like 2 years ago or 4 years ago. They can put in a purchase price that's just at ask price and somehow get it. And although I tell them it's got 13 offers, it's going over the price, they want to use their own experience, I guess. So make sure you're listening to the people that are in the industry, knowing what is what. One other thing I wanted to talk about is a new loan structure. So one of the problems I've been seeing, and I've seen it for about 2 years, is nobody wants to take in a contingency when you put in an offer. And if you have a house to sell, lots of people want to upgrade their townhome or their smaller home to a bigger home. And they have the contingency, right, to sell that home. So one of the options you have now, my company does this, Run Life Home Loans does this, a few other companies do this, not very many though, is you take your townhouse or your smaller home, sorry, this is kind of dusty, take your smaller home, take its equity, so you haven't sold it yet, right, because you still want to live there and you're not sure if you're going to get the new home, and you put its equity into your newer home. So it's a bridge loan. It lasts about 6 months. There are some fees to it, but it does help you to be able to write out that contingency to tell the seller of the home you want that you don't have to sell this home. You will, you'll put it you'll put it on the market and all that, but you don't have to sell this home in order to qualify for this one, so that they will see your offer is stronger. That's really important because I've got 13 offers on my last listing, and we didn't even look at the ones with contingencies because most of them didn't have them. I don't know if they had a house to sell, but they were approved without selling, which would be this way. There's another way. You can have a parent co-sign with you. That does help, because then you don't have to necessarily sell your home. Now you will, because it's not hard to sell a home. It's, it'll be gone in a hot second because there's so much demand. But that way you don't have to put this up for sale, sell it before closing on this guy, which is kind of hard because you have to do the rent back and there's all those options, but it's good to have another option. The other thing I want to say to anybody looking for a home right now is don't give up. It will happen. And I'm one of those weird people, weird realtors that is like, well, if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. But if it's supposed to happen, you got to put all the effort and all your ducks in. If you, I guess your eggs in the basket, not ducks. I don't know. Anyway, you have to, like, if it's the perfect home, like if it's one of those, who cares? But if it's the perfect home, like on Friday, I talked to my client and she's like, this is the home we want. I was like, okay, we're going to take your contingency out because you have somebody who can sign, and we're going to put up a little bit more money. They paid $55,000 over asking price for this new construction home. So, and they got it because that's what everyone's paying. It's just the way it is right now. And they're really happy because D.R. Horton is now cutting back on how much they're releasing. Supply on building materials is slow right now, and it's getting slower. Gas prices going up, everything. So everything affects everything. So getting that home was beneficial. So it will go up in value. Anything you buy today will be worth more next year. So I think that's all I have. Take care. I'm excited for all of you. If you need any help, I'm actually happy to help you. It is a crazy market, and most people realize they need a buyer's agent, someone who will get them there. It's even more work now for a buyer's agent. So be patient, don't get too frustrated, and of course, good luck.